So, a bit of a different thing today in this review is a model kit. So, we're taking a look at the Vegeta figurized standard new spec version model kit by Bandai. Just a nice little model kit to put together here. I saw it at Target and I thought it looked pretty cool, so figured I'd kind of, sort of do kind of semi-build streams. You can see here on the box. Got a lot of nice stuff going on. Not too much because, it is just a model kit. But, yeah, let's open it up. Here's what you get inside. And here's the head parts. And here's the head all complete. Looking good. Here's all the faces. And here's the trays for the arms. So you got the white and the blue right there. Here are the arm pieces. And here are the arms completed. Looking pretty good. And we do actually have a pair of cross arms right there. So let's put those off to the side. Here are all the hands. And let's move on to the chest. So here are all the chest pieces. Here's the chest all completed and all done. Looking pretty nice. And we do have completed the cross arms. And here are the leg components. Here are the leg pieces. And here are the legs completed. Looking all pretty good there, so let's leave those off to the side. And here are all the body parts. So, let's put them together. So, we're going to take the torso here. We're going to take the leg. Just kind of pop that little leg on there. Same with the other side here. We're just going to pop that on. Like so. Make sure it's all aligned properly. And we're going to just put in the arms. They're just on ball joints, so those will just go in like so, like that, and then we'll just put on the head right there, and there we go. He's pretty much all put together, and he looks pretty good. Some of the proportions look a little wacky, but it is a stylized figure. He looks pretty cool, but I think he needs a little bit of paint. And there we go. He's all painted up and looking pretty decent. I mean, I think I did a pretty decent attempt to try and do some cell shading. It doesn't look too bad with the cell shading I put on him, but, this is my first go-around with this type of heavy cell shading. I did have some sort of inspiration from someone on Insta who does a lot of cell shading on anime-type figures, and I wanted to try and take a stab at it, but I think I did some parts a little bit kind of off, but it doesn't look too bad. I did try to use some of the references too on the box as well. And some parts I like I think I like the legs quite a bit. I think the legs are really good in certain areas. Some parts of the arms, some parts of the chest. But I don't know. I feel like, the gray I put in the hair just kind of, I don't know, it just makes it look a little weird. And I think it may have been, I think I went a little too heavy when it came to the face. But I just wanted to give him, a little bit of color, a little extra pop to him. And I do love how I did the gradient with the kind of gold there on his torso and everything, how it kind of looks like it's reflecting a little bit. And I did the same thing for the back. Not sure if I, did a good job or not, but yeah, the gray in the hair is kind of throwing me off. I maybe kind of wish I didn't do that. But, yeah, I mean, I think I did some parts of the face pretty good, but, it is a model kit, so you can do whatever you wish with it. I just personally wanted to kind of give it a bit of a stylized kind of look, and I think some parts are good, but, yeah, like some of the muscle definition, the legs, I really do like that I did. And, of course, the some of the shading when it comes to, the gloves and the boots and everything, and from certain angles, certain parts of it looks, pretty good, like it's 2D, but, some other parts are kind of meh. But, I mean, he does look a little bit better, less plain looking now that I've added some, a bit of life into him, and, he does look pretty good. Let's take a look at some articulation. So, for articulation, his head can look down about that far. It can look up about that far. So he has some pretty good range right there as far as the head goes. And as far as his arm articulation here, can go forward about that far on the butterfly joint. and it can go back, not so much. It is just on a ball joint, so you can move it out a little bit, and it can go up about that far, like so, and bringing it back down. It does have a bicep swivel right there, and he does have a single hinged elbow with a little bit of rotation there as well, so you get extra articulation. And obviously the wrist can swivel around, and it does have a kind of weird hinge. Kind of hinges a little bit weird. You have to get it just right to hinge it a certain way. But it does have a little hinge there, and it does like to pop off a little bit too as well. Just straighten that arm back up. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the arms there. If we can get it out of the way here so we can do the diaphragm joint. So he does have a diaphragm, goes all the way around. You can lift it up a little bit. Same thing for the waist here, so he can crunch forward about that far, back about that far, not too much going back, but you can use the lower waist kind of diaphragm thing as a swivel, because it goes all the way around pretty much for the most part. And as for the legs, they are on a drop down, so you can drop them down pretty much all the way. And his legs will pop off because he is a model kit, so they will fall off. But his leg can go up about that far with the drop down, and they can also thigh swivel, and he does have double jointed knees, like so. He does have this kind of like ball jointed swivel boot cut kind of thing going on. His foot can go forward about that far. Looks a little unsightly, but it can go back about that far. And he does have a toe joint, which goes up about that far. And he does have kind of like a slight ankle pivot. Nothing too, too crazy, but he does have one there. And yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it for articulation. Heads on a ball joint and everything too. So you get, pretty decent range with him. Now it's time to take a look at his accessories. So he comes with these two fists, these two kind of battle stance type of fingers, and every hand I've painted up as well. He comes with these two kind of like grippy type of hands. I don't exactly know what to call these. And he also comes with these two kind of splayed out hands, more relaxed splayed out hands. Not sure what to really use these for, but they are there, and you can see they're painted around too as well. He also comes with these what I like to call pretty much the Final Flash type of hands, which I mean these hands look pretty good. I feel like these were like the second pair of hands I think I did a pretty good job on. And of course he also does come with the cross arms. These ones I really do like the cell shading I put on these ones. These ones I think really came out really good instead of just kind of meh. But yeah, I'll probably be displaying him with the cross arms. And speaking of which, in order to put the cross arms on, basically what you gotta do is just kind of separate like so. Come to the figure here, pop off the arms like so. They're just on ball joints, so you can just pop them off like that, and then bring in the cross arms, and you're gonna put one in first right there, and then you're gonna bring in the other kind of a piece here, and you're going to just ball joint that on in and just peg the arms together like so. And there you got the cross arms. And yeah, he definitely looks pretty good with the cross arms. I like this look a lot more. It's just such a Vegeta look. It just looks so good. As you can see, the type of cell shading work I did to it, not too bad. I probably could have done a little bit better all around with the body, but I do like how I did the cross arms. But that's pretty much it for that. And as for faces, he does have this kind of blank expression face right here with a little smirk. And he does kind of have a frowning expression face. As you see, I did all the faces too as well. Not big on the skin tone that I did with some of the shade work, but I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Pretty nice looking face. And he does have this kind of like grunting, kind of teeth gritting face, which both the open mouth faces I did really good on. And here is how you basically change out the faces. So you just take off this first hair part here, just comes off like so, and then you just kind of reach under here and kind of wiggle the face out. And sometimes the head will pop off, but you just kind of want to wiggle the face out as best as you can, like so. And then what you're going to do is just take another face and just peg it onto that first little hole there. And here is the last face, which is the open mouth face, which is probably one that I think I did the best on. Just because of the amount of depth I was able to get with that open mouth. It just looks really, really, really good. And I don't know, it's just my favorite one. And so the last accessory that you get is this display stand, which, you know, honestly is pretty cool that you get a display stand with it. Wasn't something I was really expecting, but yeah, you could just place them on in here like so and just kind of clamp it down, and you just kind of floats around there like that. It's not the most secure connection, but, you know, it does not look that bad once you get them all posed up, which I will, you know, more than likely, you know, pose them up, of course, but yeah, I mean, he doesn't look too bad like that, but yeah, pretty nice accessory. Now, getting into some of these scaling. So as for scale, I'm just going to scale him with 2 figure arts Dragon Ball figures, but here he is next to the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku, which I also did a review on, if you would like to go check that out. And then, you know, he doesn't really scale well with these with figure arts, so I wouldn't really recommend it. He just kind of looks a little bit, you know, disproportionate and weird. But taking Goku out of the way, got one more comparison along with them. And as the only other Dragon Ball type figure arts figure I have, which is the Demonical Fit Goku Black. And yeah, as you can see, just this Vegeta just does not work. I mean, it looks cool, but doesn't work. So for some final thoughts on this, you know, model kit, it was a fun, you know, little build, and, you know, it's kind of fun to paint, too, as well. Doesn't scale well with figure arts, so if you're trying to get this Vegeta, basically, this Vegeta is $30, and also there is a figure art superhero Vegeta, that's also $30, so, I mean, if I were anybody else and trying to pick a Vegeta, I would go with the figure arts one for sure. But, you know, it's a nice little build, you get a nice lot of little stuff with it, and, yeah, it's pretty fun, you know, but it's the same price as the figure arts, and at that point, I would probably just get the figure arts one. But, you know, it's not too bad if you want to build something, just have a little display thing, and he does look pretty nice to paint, but it's a nice little model kit, nothing too bad, but, I mean, that's pretty much it for this video, so just make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.